Welcome everyone on today's Metal3 Community meeting. My name is Adam Rosman. I will be your host today, and today is the 19th of June 2024. And we can skip the introductions. Please remember that the meeting is recorded. If you want to help the project, feel free to filter on project level or on a repository level for the help wanted or the good first issue labels. We have quite a lot, 64 to be exact, and that would be a big help for the project if people would pick them up. But I think there is actually an increasing number of contributors who are doing it. So thanks for everyone who is participating. And then if you feel that your organization would benefit by adding itself as an official adopter of Metal3, you can do so by editing or creating a pull request and changing the adopters.md file in the community repository, in the root of the community repository, and then just follow the example of the other project, and this would be also a big help for the project. If you are facing CI-related problems so that tests are not passing or not triggering on your pull requests, then create an issue in the affected repository and then write down the description of the problem. I will zoom in. Yep, it's better like this. Yeah, and then add the or link your issue to the Metal3 CI tracker project. There has been a lot of movement with the CI in the last 1.5 months. We moved over a lot of tests into another cloud provider. We also moved, especially the BMO tests, onto GitHub runners. So that's now causing some interesting test results sometimes, or lack of them. And then there have been other issues related to the PRAO, which is the tool or stack that's managing the commands, the LGTM commands, and so on, and then also some of the tests like unit tests and linters and so on. So we are actually now using 3 different CI systems and on 2 different cloud providers technically, or even 4, or even on 3 different cloud providers. So yeah, it's in flux. So that can easily happen, and if you create an issue, then we could track it more easily. Okay, the other links are just for information. If you are interested in like the incubation proposal or any statistics, deliverables, plans, and so on. So these are all the reminders. Is there any question or comment related to the reminders? Should I put something else on the reminder list? Okay, if not, then the first topic is the community working group updates, and the first one is the Ironic scalability group.
Yes, yeah, regarding this, I have created a small PR on the dev.env to demonstrate that idea that we have on the discussion already for improving the Metal3 networking and specifically the Ironic, like hosting the Ironic in a native way on Kubernetes. So in this small demo, I just focused on the vertical media. I removed the host access from Ironic and did some changes there in the dev.env to use some external ports and some external IPs, and yeah, use the node port to map the external to the Kubernetes ports and Kubernetes networking. It seems working. There is still some areas to improve. For example, we removed the keep alive, and now I'm just using like manual command to add the address or configure the ironic endpoint branch. And when we pivot from the source to the target cluster, I remove that manually as part of this moving ironic, and then configure again the branch on like the main node of the control plane in the target cluster. And of course, the issue here is if this node go down for some reason or something happened there, ironic will not be reachable. If we had keep alive D there, it will automatically like use another node or configure another node. But yeah, I don't know how to handle those challenges yet. But the idea here is to demonstrate that, to see like the limits here. And I'm also planning to do another talk with the load balancer and the different ideas that we have on that discussion. So I'm looking forward to hear from the community about this and get some feedback, and how this can be adapted or adopted in Metal3.
Yeah, thank you for your work. It's actually pretty interesting. I took a quick look today, but haven't dived into details. I guess the SSH issue, or the like manual IP address assignment issue, is a key one to fix before we can really put it anywhere. Actually, an OpenShift also don't use keep alive D. We basically use like a sidecar container that configures the IP address, but that's not going to work either because it's also not going to use host networking. So this is probably the first thing to figure out what we do about. I'm mildly worried about port conflicts. I'm mildly worried about future HA work, but I think these details can be figured out later. It seems clear from your write-up that we also need to clean up our variables in ironic image because we use the same variable for a lot of purposes.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the internal API variable was not exactly invented for this case, although it works here. So that would be also like very cool to clean this up so that you don't have to use variables in a natural way. And you're right, you need to change HTTP port as well. So I guess these are two major steps towards putting this in a product.
Yeah, and also we'll continue thinking about this way and try to probably have issues to tackle these problems with the ironic image there and use better variables there. Yeah, if there is no more comments here, that's all that I want to inform about, and let's continue the discussion in that GitHub issue or discussion.
Thanks, Mohammed. I think it's a very promising work and a very good direction. How do you like it is right now just a book as we discussed. So okay, I guess you would make a few other books and you would make books with, for example, CubeWip or something, right? So that will be multiple of these books you will try out.
Yeah, I collected like these ideas on that discussion.
Yeah.
Plan also to see how it works with load balancer, like CubeWip or Metal3 or something like that, and yeah.
I'm just wondering where would be a good place for this box, because I don't think that until we have like a final version or a productified version, we shouldn't merge them, but then keeping them in like hanging PRs is also not something that's so, I don't know, elegant or easy to maintain. I'm wondering if we should designate a like a new directory, a new folder in the MetaCube docs and describe the steps there and the documentation and then the scripts that are custom scripts. I don't know. What do you think about that? Or should we have a POC folder in the devenv? Would that be more convenient?
I'm not sure, because if we use the dev app is easier to test and run tests and do some changes there, instead of, for example, we can create a test environment like in another repo, the docs or somewhere else, and do all what dev app is doing from scratch there. But that would be like just redoing the same thing and huge code, and we cannot see what is exactly changed in the POC. I think that dev makes this area easier, but of course it's not the best place there. If we have any better option, I'm okay like to move this to different place.
Oh, I'm clearly biased, but I would say that a fork of Ironic standalone operator, or maybe even as an experimental feature in Ironic standalone operator, could be actually useful. I'm saying like fully knowing that Ironic, the operator is not yet integrated in Metal3 Defense, so it's really hard to test it. But I guess the final goal is to have this as an option, or maybe the default option, like in the future. I mean, somewhere there. But I also think it's fine for now to have it in APR while we're still exploring things. And at some point, it will have to be written as a human text, like a design proposal.
Yeah, I agree. We don't have to do anything right now, but it would be nice to not lose the result of your investigation and work, because even if the final version will be something different, someone might need this. Like someone might encounter a use case where this can be useful, or just as a reference. So okay, let's keep it in the PR and just link it in the discussion, and then maybe a comment there that we should find. Maybe I will comment it under the discussion that we should find a final place for this box. Okay, is there any other comment question related to Mohammed's work? Okay, if not, then the next topic is the release team. I vaguely remember that I heard this week that we want to release something, but I don't remember.
Yeah, Adil isn't here, but I guess the plan is to release the IPAM and CAPAM3 patch releases, because we did the BMO already. We have just been waiting for the CI to stabilize.
Okay, IPAM and CAPAM3 patch. And what was the CAPAM3 patch release for the 1.5, right?
No. We don't support 1.5 anymore, so it's 1.6 and 1.7.
Just for 1.6 and 1.7. Okay.
And of course, if they have content, I think the 1.7 branches at least have content.
Oh yeah. Even the No, I remember. Of course, even the fixes I was doing was for 1.6 or 1.7. Okay. Okay. Good. Thanks. Is there any comment question related to this? Okay, if nothing, then we can continue to the proper discussion topics. And it's from Ricardo, and I will have some comments. I think I know the reason.
Hey, yeah, so in the past week, like in the past 10 days, we've experienced like some interesting failures that were not detected in the CI. Like 2 changes were in Metal3 Dev directly, and the third one was in the bare metal operator. So I didn't actually check to see if like what the reason was, but it's interesting because like the first two, the two examples that I wrote there, they actually impacted the Ironic CI, and yeah, I was a bit surprised to see that. And well, the first one actually impacted basically everyone, but I think the third one was because we like. Yeah, what you're writing, I think. Yeah, the CentOS tests are skipped. Yeah, I think it's. But I'll let you explain.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so because the CI was migrated, or where was it? Yeah, because the CI was migrated, if I remember, and this is only for BMO, on BMO, the old type of CentOS test, these Metal3 CentOS E2 integration test main, these are not mandatory at the moment, and instead of that, we were running, or basically here for this one, everything is either executed by Prower or by the GitHub workers, and they are not using the proper E2E infrastructure. And that's because we had issues with that. And the
Sorry, I
specific,
have to correct. This is by design.
yeah,
This is part of the effort of making the BMO more standalone and not rely on the DevM cap-and-tree based legacy end-to-end. So this was a conscious choice.
yeah, but even though it was a conscious choice, I don't remember why did we decided to not test CentOS on. Yeah, okay, of course, because there are no CentOS runners on the GitHub, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but so I understand like for the second one, the change on removing the the first one. The change on removing the CentOS Stream 8 configuration, but the other two, especially the Ansible change, that actually impact, like, I mean, in the Ironic CI, we run on top of Ubuntu, not on top of CentOS. So the CentOS one actually didn't impact Ironic. The Ansible one and the BMO one, they did, even though they ran on they ran the Ubuntu jobs in the Metal3 CI.
Yeah. So the reason for that is that. Yeah. So the reason for that is that Metal3 CI is using pre-built CI images that have the 0.1 run already. So it had the stuff already installed, so it passed. But then the full stack and the BML jobs and your jobs probably did not. They started from vanilla image or clean image, so they exploded.
Okay, now it's more clear. It's definitely. All right, so my next question is, how can we prevent this to happen in the future? And I'm not talking like specifically about the Ironic CI, but because again, we run just on Ubuntu, but there were problems also on CentOS. So
this is an age-old question of how much do we optimize the CI, because the 0.1 runs for quite a long time if we start from vanilla images. So it eats up quite a lot of resources if we do that for every PR.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should probably have a job.
At least, I mean,
simpler job than the BML. Like we enabled that after this mishap, but BML is very special anyways. So that's like a very bad PR test. Anyway.
Like my concern is really on the Metal3 DevM changes. Because, I mean, if we change something on Metal3 DevM, we should reinstall Metal3 DevM from scratch. Otherwise, we cannot, like, we can't see how the changes impact.
Mhm.
That was really weird.
Yeah, I agree. And then the second is that now that we are removing Ubuntu 18 and maybe adding Ubuntu 24, that those have basically no effect on the PR because it's always using the CI image, which is 22.204.
Exactly. Yes. Okay.
But when did, like, there was a period of time where we were again building, like installing everything when we deployed. But I don't remember why did we again started to run 0.1 during the build, the node image build. This
Because
is
it
what
just pre-installed so much stuff that it saves time. We did bring back that we actually run the 0.1 during the dev end, but it's not the same thing as starting from scratch.
okay.
Because
What
in this
if-
case, for example, when we have removed something from the in a PR, they are still in the CI image, and it's not the same thing.
So I have a suggestion. Like what we do in the Ironic CI, we just run the deployment. We don't actually do any test because we just want to verify that that we can deploy some bare metal hosts. What if we do the same for the Metal3 dev changes? We don't actually run the E2E tests. We just run the at least like the installation of Metal3 dev.
Yeah, I agree. We should probably have a test that starts from vanilla image and then just runs make, but not make test.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And we should also make that available for all supported images, base images. Like instead of saying that test Ubuntu main, you say Ubuntu 18 main, Ubuntu 20 main, CentOS 8 main, and so on.
Okay. This I can agree with. We can do that. But that would catch these installation errors. But for example, this one, which one was that? The HTTP bus VD stuff, that would still go through.
No, it was failing in the make.
That
It
was
didn't even
failing,
have
yeah,
to make test.
because we catched that in the Ironic CI, so it was failing in the make because we
Okay,
just run make. So
okay. So it would catch this one also. Okay. I'm wondering if there is something that it wouldn't catch that's like this difference between the CentOS and the Ubuntu.
I mean, it doesn't have to. It would be like an additional job.
Yeah, okay. And then we would run that on the devenv, on the BMO. What else?
No, I mean, we would run it just for the, in my opinion, we could, well, yeah, actually, the BMO one.
Yeah, the deploy.
Yeah, actually, the BMO one would be catch if we run the Ubuntu end-to-end regular one, but we didn't.
Yeah.
So in basically, it could be only in devenv with all these base OS variations. Like when you touch something, you know, that affects the build, the basis, and you would run it.
Yeah, but the devenv calls the deploy.sh for this basic stuff. So the whole Ironic deployment already in the make is managed by the PM import. So I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it sets up everything, but yeah, but that test would be only available in devenv.
Okay. Oh, okay. I get what you are saying. So the test command itself. So even if we call it on the either repo, it would use the code from the devenv. Okay, I get what you're saying. Okay. Okay. Okay, I guess I can write that down. Oh, Ricardo already
Yeah,
put it down.
I know there. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I agree with this. We would need this one.
Yeah, just make a note of this variation to the base image, so it would actually test the supported images as well. And especially from the vanilla images, not based on the CR image.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is there any question, comment? And any other like topic, any suggestion, problem, improvement question in general for the meeting, even if it's not a regular discussion topic? Okay, if there's nothing, then thanks for your time and a good discussion and this discussion about the testing. And let's meet next week. Next week we will do some triaging, and until then, have a nice rest of the week. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.